Hello there. How are you doing? I'm doing okay, thanks. In yesterday's video, I told you that I was going to go to a clinic today, but actually, I decided not to because in the morning, I was actually getting ready to go to the hospital or the clinic I was talking about in yesterday's video in a different word. Okay, but to get there in their business hours, I had to leave home by a little before 11 a.m. But after I woke up and just got my hair wet because my hair was quite messy and I wanted to fix it, but without using any water. I had no other way to fix my hair except for using hair iron. But my hair was too messy for me to fix it with the hair iron I had. So I thought it would be quicker for me to get my hair wet than trying to fix my messy hair with the hair iron. So I got my hair wet. And there was a bathroom on the first floor, and I went down to the first floor to get my hair wet, and then I rubbed my hair with a towel, and I came back to the second floor where I always am. Okay, and then by that time I got my hair wet. Did I eat breakfast? What did I eat? Oh yes, for breakfast today I just had some protein drink. I used to drink protein drink. I used to take protein drink for breakfast every day for about 6 months or so last year, but I stopped doing it. I don't remember when I stopped doing this, but I even don't know when I stopped it, but I rarely take protein these days. Okay, but I'm in my late 50s, and taking enough protein is very important, crucial for my health, because the older you get, the less protein or less muscle you have, right? Then unless you take enough protein, your muscle, you will have less and less muscle as you get older. So it's very important for someone in my age or even older to take enough protein. So in order to do that, taking a protein drink is the easiest. Okay, it's the easiest and the quickest way to get enough protein. About 20 gram protein for every meal. Okay, but I usually take protein drink only for breakfast. And today I made a cup of protein drink. I don't normally use a shaker to make it somehow. It's quicker though, because you just pour the protein powder, and I also add some cocoa powder, and then add some water. I don't use any milk, or either milk or soy milk. No. I want to make it simpler, so I use water, just water, okay? And then put the lid of the shaker, if you use a shaker, okay? And then just keep shaking it like 10 seconds, 20 seconds or so. And then it's done without any clogs. Is it okay? Clogs. I don't know actually how to explain this in English, but small balls. But when you use a shaker, no, there's no such thing, okay? So it's quicker, but I don't use the shaker very much somehow because it's a little bit more troublesome if I wash it after using it. So that's why. And I always use usual cup, mug cup, and then put some cocoa powder, like 2 or 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and then I don't know how many grams of protein, but one big this spoon or scoop, 1 scoop of protein, add. And but first I have to boil some water to melt the cocoa powder, because cocoa powder is oily, I think, and it cannot be dissolved only by water or in water, in cold water. So I boil a little bit of water, and then after I put 2 or 3 tablespoons of teaspoon of cocoa powder into the cup, and then pour a little bit of hot water to dissolve the cocoa powder. And because I don't want to use the hot water to dissolve the or mix the protein powder, because protein can be hardened by hot water, right? So for example, if you use a cutting board to cut some chicken breast or something, something which is made of protein, and then when you wash the cutting board later, you shouldn't use a hot or warm water, because hot water or even warm water can harden the protein. So some little bit of protein left on the cutting board will be hardened, and making it more difficult for you to wash it properly. So it's important to use boiling water to sanitize, or there's one other word, sterilize. Yes, sterilize the cutting board after cutting raw meat, raw fish, or etc. to sterilize it. But first you should wash it with detergent and using cold water, and then after that you should use boiling water to sterilize it, and this is perfect. Or you use bleach. Is my pronunciation okay? BL, bleach, to sterilize it. It's quicker though. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I took some protein for breakfast. I didn't make any breakfast today, but I just eat, other than the protein drink, I ate some sweet potato I cooked yesterday. I didn't season it. I just cut the sweet potato, and it's in season now. And we have 3 or 4 very delicious, kind of big sweet potatoes. And every morning these days, I make it a point to cut it and just steam it. Okay, steam it for about 10 or 15 minutes because I cut it into smaller pieces. And then I have this steamer, electric one, and I bought about 6 months ago or so to make boiled eggs, boiled vegetables, and so on and so on. And it's very handy. I love it because it's small, it's very compact, and I can just steam or boil, not boil, but steam. Okay, steam, or I can make some boiled eggs, steamed eggs, like 5 or 6 tops. But still, it's very handy and easy to use and easy to clean. And it's yellow colored. It looks like chick or chick. Okay, chick means not baby, but infant or child chicken, right? Yes. And it just reminds me of a chick, okay? Because this is small and this is yellow, and it has transparent lid because it's a steamer, and you have to put the lid so that the steam can be contained inside the steamer. But there's this small hole on the lid so that a little bit of steam or air could come out. Okay, and where was I? Yes, I cooked some sweet potatoes yesterday, and I ate it. I ate the leftover sweet potato, and I microwaved it, and I ate it with a little bit of salt and butter. It was so good. I love it so much, and it has a lot of fiber in it, so it's good for your bowel, right? So for my breakfast, I ate some sweet potatoes, and I took some what was that? Protein drink. Okay, a cup of protein drink. And then I thought that I was going to get ready, but by the time I finished everything, but I didn't finish everything if I want to go to the clinic, because I had to be presentable enough by putting on my makeup and drying my hair first, and I thought that I didn't have enough time to finish everything before going out. So I gave up the idea of going to the clinic this morning, because I could go to there. I could go there in the afternoon. The clinic always closes at noon, but during the weekdays, okay, except for probably Thursdays, they will open at 4 o'clock, and then they close at 7 or so. again. So they are open twice a day. So then I could go to the afternoon shift, or I don't know how to say this, but okay, after they open at 4 o'clock. Or I could go to the next day, which is Tuesday, tomorrow, because I think that, just as I said in yesterday's videos, hospitals, clinics are closed on Sundays, right? They are open. Probably most of the small clinics are open on, not on, but Saturday mornings, okay? But they are closed. Most of the hospitals are closed on Saturday evenings, okay? And then all of the hospitals are closed on Sundays. Then what happens to the next day, which is Monday? I guess that they're probably more crowded than usual because people who couldn't wait any longer for the hospitals to open could come the first thing in the morning first thing in the morning Monday. Is it okay? My saying this sounds okay? I hope so, though. Okay, so that's why I think that Monday mornings are the most crowded. And then Monday evenings will be crowded, I guess, because Monday evenings should be crowded. Okay, the second crowded, because for people who work or for students, they cannot go to the hospital on Monday morning, right? People who can't go to the hospital on Monday mornings should come to the evening. Should go to the hospital Monday evenings, right? So I just guessed. Okay, so maybe I thought that it would be better for me to go to the hospital tomorrow morning. Okay, not tomorrow evening, because I think that probably they will be crowded in the evening more than they will be more crowded in the evening than mornings. So Tuesday morning is the best, I guess. I will definitely go there tomorrow morning because I feel a bit numb. My right lower part of my leg feels a bit numb, and I'm worried about it. And also, just as I said in yesterday's video, I want to ask the doctor about my cholesterol, what he thinks about my cholesterol level, because he's the one who says in his YouTube video that not all the people whose LDL cholesterol level is high, not all the people whose LDL cholesterol level is high should not take medicine to lower their cholesterol level. Okay, because cholesterol is a very complicated thing, And I'm not a specialist to explain this thing in detail to convince you, but this morning, before I was trying to get ready to go to the hospital, I thought it would be necessary for me to learn about a little bit more about what cholesterol is, what cholesterol was, by watching some YouTube videos. But since most of the videos which are talking about cholesterol level and also people whose cholesterol level is high, but people should not all the people don't have to take the medicine to lower the to their cholesterol level just because their doctors told them to do so, are in English, and some doctors are enunciating and easy for me to listen to, but some doctors are not pronouncing their words very clearly. It should be easy for native English speakers, but not for me as a non-native English speaker. And it's very complicated, so it was quite difficult for me to understand what they are talking about and understand what cholesterol is. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that even though I was planning to go to the hospital this morning, but I decided not to, okay? And then I'm determined to go there tomorrow morning no matter what, okay? And then today I watched a very not interesting but sad story on some videos, some YouTube videos. I learned this very sad story by watching some YouTube videos. It was about this very famous singer named Coco Lee. She passed away 2 months ago or so, right? And at that time, I watched some news about her, probably several times around that time. But I was not very interested in that news, so I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay much attention to it. But looking back, I now realize that was about her. At that time, I didn't pay much attention to the news, so I was not sure who the news was talking about. And the name didn't look familiar to me either. But actually, it turned out that I have one of her CDs at home. I bought it about several years ago, and I don't remember what made me buy one of her CDs, though. Probably I watched any of YouTube videos in which she must have been singing, and I was impressed by her, and I checked her name on Amazon, and I found some CDs of hers there, and I decided to get one. But after I listened to it once or twice, I hadn't listened to it anymore because her singing voice was wonderful, extraordinary, outstanding, beautiful, wonderful, amazing. But still, for me, her songs or her voice in that CD was too good for me to feel very okay. Yeah, her voice was too good. Okay, too good for me to feel resonated. Is it okay? Feel resonated, or that resonate with me. I can relate to. Okay, it was too good to resonate with me, and then I didn't feel like listening it anymore. But it's not that she's not an amazing singer or something. I understand that I was impressed by her singing voice, and it actually made me want to buy her CD. Okay, and anyway, recently I was watching this YouTube channel, which is called Rotten Mango or something. I happened to find this YouTube channel in which this beautiful Korean woman, she's Korean American, I guess, and she speaks English and Korean, and her mother speaks Korean, and she's living in the US, and she's a very famous YouTuber. I happened to find her just recently, though. Okay, she has several YouTube channels, I guess, and one of which is called Rotten Mango, and it deals with gruesome real stories, real crime, okay, real crimes or incidents happening all over the world, which might not be very world famous, but her team, okay, not only her, but also she has a team to make those videos on that channel, and her team picked up some gruesome stories, gruesome crimes, and then she just talks about it, okay, for as long as 1 hour or so, and it can be my good practice, listening practice, and I've been listening to her speaking almost non-stop for about 1 hour. She's a great speaker, and I really like her because she is very easy to catch, and she uses so many good expressions for me to pick up. And she's my role model. I wish I could talk like her, but in English, I think I know it's impossible for me because English is her native language, and English is my second language, right? But just listening to her makes me feel so good because the flow of her speech sounds really pleasant. But the problem is that she is always talking about cruel crimes, killers, murders, etc. And just continuing to watch all those videos talking about all those crimes makes me feel sick. So I'm not really sure if I should continue watching those videos, but for the time being, and for the last several days, I've been quite enjoying watching her videos. And one of her videos I watched today was talking about this great singer, Coco Lee, and that reminded me that I might be having her CD at home. And I checked it, and then, yeah, it was there. Oh, I didn't know that the news I watched on Japan Yahoo, the website. I never thought that it was about her, and I was interested in the video in which she was talking about that channel, Rotten Mango, okay, in which she was talking about her death. And for the first time in my life, I learned about her death. And it made me feel so sad because I watched some YouTube videos in which Coco Lee was being interviewed in English. And then I learned that it was the video from 10 years ago or so. So obviously she is younger, but still she was very, she's more like a down-to-earth person, very friendly, very frank, not ostentatious, ostensible, and she's very good, nice. And I never thought that that singer could be this friendly, easygoing person. Because when you think about a very famous worldwide singer, it could be like someone living in a different world, right? Very gorgeous, not realistic, right? But when it comes to her, I was quite surprised to see her being so friendly, down to earth, frank, and just watching her speaking in English taught me what kind of personality she must have. She must have had, and she's very deep. She's not shallow. Just by looking at her face, I can understand that she's a very warm-hearted, very considerate person. And I became a fan of hers. It's a bit too late though, but okay. And from what I heard, from what I learned about her by watching some of the YouTube videos talking about hers, or even some of the videos in which she was interviewed, she was being interviewed in English, I learned that she went through so many difficult times ever since it started her own career. And I didn't know much about it in detail, but in later years, she had to go through many difficulties. Like last year, she went through her breast cancer operation, but she didn't tell anybody about this, except for probably her sisters were aware of this, probably, but she didn't let her fans about this, because she didn't want to make them sad or worried about her breast cancer. and she had to go through it without telling anyone and even without taking a break. She was in the middle of her shows or something. I don't know whether it be a film or a concert. I don't know, but she didn't stop it. She didn't even take a time, and she had an operation to remove the tumor, and her doctors advised her not to dance a lot, or even they advised her to take a good rest, because it could be a huge stress for her. So it could not be good for her recovery, right? But she refused because she was so professional, and she didn't want to stop her career, and she didn't want to make her fans sad and worried. And I think she's a very considerate person, and she's selfless, and she's not selfish. And her marriage was also in jeopardy, and they were about to divorce just before her death, and her health deteriorated. Is it okay? Her health was so bad, and just before she cut her life shorter, she called her female friend, and left her message like, I'm really in pain now, and if you have a minute of free time, please call me back, or something like that. And she was even crying at the end of the message, and I heard that in one of the videos I watched today, and it made me almost cry. It made me so sad, and just because she called her friend was the most saddest part, I guess. That is the saddest part, because what happens to their marriage? I wondered. Where was her husband then? Why didn't she call husband first, not her female friend? It just showed how devastating her marriage must have been already, right? And okay. And I didn't know if the female friend actually called her back or something, because it could have soothed her mind, right? But on the same day, or I don't know, but she left some message for her fans, and that was the very last message for her fans, though. But she sounded pretty cheerful, because she didn't show that she was in jeopardy. She was painful. She was so sad. She was devastated. And this just showed how considerate person she must have been. And yeah, she's so beautiful, and she was so beautiful, and she was such a great singer. She was leading such a great career, but still she had to get sick, and her marriage had to end. And I can't believe how tragic the last part of her life might have been. But I cannot judge, because I don't have the right to judge some other people's lives. So I can't not say she was not happy when just before her death. Yeah, if she had been happy, she wouldn't have killed herself, right? But the fact that she had to go through such difficult times just made me so sad. And I understand that so many people in the world, not only China and Hong Kong, but also any other countries, people should have felt so sorry about her death. And now I'm kind of glad that I was able to learn about her, because I was pretty oblivious to her death 2 months ago, and I felt so sorry about her. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. And okay, it's been 41 minutes, so I think I should go now. Okay, thank you very much for listening if you are there. And I'll be back tomorrow too. And please have a great Tuesday tomorrow. I will too. Okay. Have a good night. Have a good bye. Bye-bye.